Hello everyone, I want to talk about making a LoRa with Z-image base today, and we're going to do that with Ostris Ai toolkit. I already set up a few things here so you could see some settings, and I'm going to talk about why and what matters and what doesn't matter. And then we're going to change to Comfyui, and I'm going to show you that it both works in Z-image base and Z-image turbo as well, but the settings have to be a little bit different, and you're going to get a little bit different results as well, obviously. But the likeness, if you're actually creating a character LoRa, is going to be exact same. But before we do that, I just want to say thank you for everybody. And ever since I started making these videos, I actually gained so many subscribers that I didn't even know that this is possible. We do this thing. So thank you. I am so thankful for you to choosing me to follow and watch my videos, because you think that it's actually something worthy that I say here and I tell you here about Comfyui and about some AI stuff. And thank you everybody else who also joined the Discord, even if you just joined to download the JSON workflows. So everybody's welcome. It's it's a Discord, so it's free. It's all this, everything is free. And if someone would like to support me, that's why I created the Patreon. I did do a thing for YouTube as well, so I did like a membership thing. So yeah, I appreciate each and every one of you. So let's go do the workflow and let's go check out how to make a LoRa. So starting with Ostris Ai toolkit, this is your basic Ostris Ai toolkit. Download the most latest version, obviously, because this was just updated and Comfyui was also just updated, so you have to update both of them, because when the base model came out, they just updated everything. So here you would obviously choose Z-image. There is Z-image turbo and D-turbo, so just choose Z-image. Make sure when you load up the job, because you click new job, when it loads up, this is on. If you have low VRAM, like under 24 gigabytes, you have to turn this on. If you have no low VRAM, maybe you can turn it off on 16, but I'm not sure about that. So you just keep this on just in case if you have lower than 24 gigabytes. If you have 24 or over, just turn this thing off. You don't need that. And in theory, you can turn this one off as well if you have over 20 gigabytes, but I just had it on because I was lazy. It keeps it around like 16 gigs as well, on like a 5090. I don't know about others. And then what I like to do is save every 100 steps a LoRa, because those are like round numbers. So if I save every 100 steps, it means I'm going to have 30 saved versions of the LoRa. So I put up the max step saves to keep. Like this means how many LoRas you're going to keep. For this one, obviously it would be 30, but if you're training more and if you want to keep all of them, like let's say you're training 4,000, then you have to save 40. You don't need to, because the first 10 saves would be like terrible with this learning rate. Well, maybe with this learning rate, you would start seeing results around 1,200. But the normal learning rate when you load it up is 1. What I would do, I'm not saying I recommend it, but this is what I do. I do use 0002. And sometimes when I think that it's too weak or you have not enough images, because I am doing this with 32 images. I don't know where it says that, but I'm doing this with 32 images. If you think that it's too weak, you can use 0003. All of these have different measurements. However, keep in mind, if you change this number, 0001 will be around 2 hours plus your sampling time. So that's on a 5090, or maybe you can have the same on like a 4090 with like some speed stuff. 0002 will be definitely over that. It's gonna be over 3 hours, and 0003 is gonna be even slower. When I was training on 0002, 512 by 512 images, it took me 1 hour, actually 52 minutes, with only 4 samples on 512 by 512 size. If you are doing the samples on 1024 by 1024 on a freaking 5090, you need like at least 25 steps for getting like accurate results. It's gonna take for 1024 by 1024, each image 42 seconds to generate with 25 steps. Like if you do 30, it's like even more. Or maybe it's going to be like just a little bit under 40 and it's going to be 42 on 30 steps. But regardless, if you generate like 8 or 10 images, each time you save a LoRa, because I would set it up to every time when I save a LoRa, every time I do a sample, so every 100 steps, it would mean 30 times I would spend about 400 seconds just on generating the images if I leave this on 1024 by 1024, which is stupid. So that's why I just do 512 by 512. You can still see accurate enough images. It would be even harder for the model, so you would probably see the better versions. Also, when you're training, I guess you can, if you want, use different size images, but please try to make them the same because it's going to be easier to train. There's like a lot of issues when you're generating multiple different size of images. So when you train like 512 by 512, you can only just turn this one on and it's going to be easier for the model as well to train. And when I trained 1024 by 1024, I just had this one on and that's it. Like just square images. Don't worry, when you train square images, it doesn't mean that it's only going to be working with square images. Like, look at this thing. Like, this is a full HD image. I trained in square, so it doesn't matter. There is also one more thing. There's this advanced thing. Sometimes it works, sometimes it isn't. When you turn it on, in theory, it should pay attention more to the likeness of the face, and it's going to try to get way more closer in accuracy during training to the likeness of the model that you are inputting in your dataset. My dataset looks like this. These are the images of the model that I use here on this channel. This is a AI girl, so I'm sorry if someone's heart just broke, but this is AI. But whatever, I guess. And I mean, what's real these days, right? And you can see the dataset has really, really easy words. I guess it's fine. I mean, I'm not like a super scientific guy in this part of the training because I'm not sure. But I have seen really good results just using these really basic things. But as you can see, like it kind of set up for like SDXL. So it does give you like one girl and whatever. So it's like weird, but it does work. When you're training a LoRa in 512 by 512, I think your learning rate has to be a little bit more. Like normally the learning rate starts at 1, as I have said, and then I used 2, and I think I should have used 3 for 512 by 512 images. So anyways, let's go to Comfyui fully. So in Comfyui, I loaded up like a bunch of LoRa's that I trained, and this is just going to work. By the way, when you are using these LoRa's for Z image base, like the regular Z image base where you are training this, you can't go above 0.6 because if you go above 0.6, your whole image is going to be like super noisy and you don't get these really good skin details. By the way, look at this. Like this is insane because this is done on a 512 by 512 LoRa. Like I didn't use 1024 by 1024 images. This is a 512 by 512. It took me 52 minutes to create this LoRa. Technically, at 2,800 steps, it wasn't even 52 minutes. It was like 42 minutes. Okay, maybe 44 minutes or something. But still, 44 minutes to get the actual accuracy for the dataset is crazy. And this is just going to work because like 1024 by 1024 on learning rate 2 is like, it's just going to be accurate at all times. And I also guess it's an interesting thing that I did it with 2800 and the other 2800 because around 2600 and 2800, all of these LoRa's are performing really, really well. But this LoRa, if you keep it on these settings and let's say you change to Z Image Turbo, and when you change to Z Image Turbo, you have to lower this obviously to like maybe 8. And you have to lower this, obviously, to 1, because the image turbo can't really handle this thing over 1. And then you run it. By the way, anything else is the same, like same text encoder, same whatever. So you only have to change the model, and you only have to change these two settings to fit the ZImage Turbo. Now we're going to generate an image with ZImage Turbo with the same exact LoRa, but on 0.6. On 0.6, this LoRa is not going to perform well. The likeness accuracy kind of loses touch with reality, I guess. See, so there is some likeness, but you can see that it's not there. Like the face is different. The eyes are too light. Although ZImage Turbo does do this to the eyes, so that's not really gonna change even after this. But when we fix up the LoRa, we have to start with like, ooh, that's a lot. So let's start with 0.85, and around 0.85 we're gonna gain back the lost details to the face. See, like we gain back the lost details to the face. Now we are accurate. Yeah, the eyes are light blue, but you can probably change that with prompting. I think it's just somehow it defaults to the blue eye like this with the distilled version of the ZImage Turbo. Like a lot of things are missing from it, but it does create you an image in 8 steps. And the difference when you want to generate a full HD image on base is going to be 30 steps, and it's going to be 50 seconds on a 5090. Your iteration time is going to be about 1.7 seconds per iteration. But when you choose to ZImage Turbo, and let's say that you do 8 steps, your iteration time is going to be super fast as well, but also you just need to do 8 steps. So you're going to have a 7 seconds generation time. And I did multiple generations, so you can see that it doesn't really mean that it needs to load in the model and it's going to be longer. This is no difference. It is 7 seconds. And the likeness is there. So yeah, I tried a few of them. It has to be at least 80, maybe 85. Don't leave it on 60 if you are only using ZImage Turbo. The LoRa that you generate with ZImage base is going to work with ZImage Turbo or ZImage base, but the this number has to be a little bit higher, and these numbers have to be a little bit lower. And that's the difference. And then you still have the likeness accuracy and everything else. This would be it for this video. Thank you for watching. Thank you all for subscribing to my channel again, and thank you everyone for following me on Patreon and for joining the Discord. As usual, I'm gonna put this mess of a workflow in a more organized way into the Discord, but I'm telling you, this is just the basic template. So you click on this button when you have a updated Comfyui, and ZImage Turbo is going to be here. Like, you don't have to do anything. If you don't want to download it from my Discord, or you don't want to go after anything, you literally just click on this button on your updated Comfyui. I have to emphasize updated Comfyui, and it's gonna be here. Just make sure that you choose ZImage. And that's it. Thank you. And bye.